this is my first time entering into the winery. I am in Nairobi, Kenya. We're right off the Enterprise Road. It's the first time I've set foot in this winery, and I did this all remotely. So I'm overly excited to see what my team and I have created. So, Water to Wine Kenya. Let's go. Y'all shouldn't have. Oh my goodness. Wow. So this is what my team put together for me. So I can see me all the way to the right, pouring the bottle. Then you got my Uncle Punch right there. The guy that's sitting down is my dad. The guy with the hat right here. This is my granddad. And then these are this is my great-granddad and great-grandma. So we used to call him Papa. So he died before I was even born, but that was my dad's grandparents. So 4 generations of winemaking. So thank y'all, the staff that did this tour for me. Thank you. It's pretty awesome.
So Chris, so you last mentioned that you stood this winery up virtually. This is your first time being here. So talk a little bit about how you are feeling and how you accomplished standing up a wine bar virtually.
Oh wow! I mean that's an excellent question. So biggest thing that I can say that helped stand up this winery virtually is having good people surrounding you. I want to give a shout out to, oh my goodness. I want to give out a shout out to Lucy Mena. She was instrumental in a time that was very, very challenging. She just got here. This was 6 months ago, and we trained her up, and she made a lot of this happen. So thank you, Lucy. I'm always the type of person try to give them their flowers. Lucy's been really instrumental in this, so thank you. But without her, it would have been very, very difficult. Without even having a team in general to support your vision or support my vision, it has been extremely hard. So we have the wine bar, and then in the back we actually have the winery. So just a lot of the vision that I had, my team turned it into reality.
So you mentioned that there's a wine bar. What can people expect when they come into the wine bar portion to enjoy your wine?
Oh, well, you get, of course, you get our good wine. So you're going to have, typically it's sweet or dry. So it's pretty much, with the wine bars, everything that we have left over, right? So we make our bottles, and we put, we do all our bottling here. And anything that's left over, that we can, that's not enough to make a full bottle or full case, we'll put that into the refrigerator, and then it's for everybody to enjoy. And also with that, you have pastry. So we also have our s'mores cookie, which you can only get that here in Nairobi. Then we have our teas that's infused with our wine. And then we have a wine float. So that is ice cream mixed with a shot of wine. So we got many different options for everybody that comes and visit the winery.
The biggest questions that you always receive is why Kenya? So what made you choose Kenya to stand up the winery?
To be honest, why not Kenya? Why not invest into some place that loves and appreciates me being unapologetically black? The Kenyan people, they love African Americans. They love us investing into their country. And traditionally, it's been very difficult for African Americans to really get a foothold in the United States, especially with people like myself. You know, I do pretty well for myself in the United States. However, even with me doing very well, I still get that sense that I'm not really thriving, I'm surviving. Here in Kenya, a lot of the folks, and just like I was talking about with Lucy, they recognize and they want to see what your vision is, and they support it. So that's one of the reasons why I chose Kenya for opening up Florida Wine Kenya. I had many different options to open up in the United States, but from a cost perspective and a vision perspective and just some of the systematic and historical challenges that I have faced in the United States, I want to do it right here in Kenya.
I love that. What tip would you share with any other founder or CEO who's looking to potentially stand up a business here in Kenya?
You gotta have a good team. You gotta have a good team. Without a good team, you're not going to go very, very far. You also gotta have a good vision. A lot of folks come to Kenya, and I would say there's a good amount of diaspora that comes over to Kenya, and they're looking to get a job or do something to where it kind of takes from Kenya. And from my personal experience, and like I said, this is just me, my personal experience is you have to give back. And the employment level is very high in Nairobi and in Kenya in general. But one of the things that us diaspora really have is we have processes, procedures, we have the know-how, because we typically work in corporate America. And with us being able to have that experience, leverage the teams that you have here in Kenya, right? Because you'll have to develop your team, you have to find your folks, and put that vision into execution, then you'll go far. You'll go far. But don't look, and this is just me, don't look to take from Kenya, look to invest, right? If you're coming back home, we have had a lot of opportunities that other blacks, and I'll say blacks in general, within Africa, right? We've had a lot of experiences that they typically haven't had. I think we have to work together to where we can, I hate saying this, it sounds so cliche, but it's the truth, to where we can all thrive and not survive, right? So the Kenyans, they're surviving in Kenya. African Americans, we're surviving in America. Let's take what we both have and let's bring it together where we're both thriving together.
What else could they expect to get out of the wine bar if they were to come to Kenya and visit? What are some of the things that they could do when they come here to visit you?
Oh, there's a host of other things that we can do. So we're actually opening up our tour. So you'll be able to go from here in Nairobi. So you get picked up in Nairobi, then you'll end up going to what's the name of that place again? Viewpoint. There you go, Viewpoint. So extremely pretty view. The videos, the pictures, it does it no justice. You have to go and see it for yourself. So the tour is roughly about 6 to 8 hours long, and that's the first stop along the way. You go to Viewpoint, and then you'll stop in Navasha. Am I saying that correctly? Yeah, so you stop in Navasha, then you have a little bit of lunch there. You get to explore some of the great artwork that's over in Navasha, take pictures, so on and so forth, and then from Navasha, then you go to Lake Navasha. In Lake Navasha, you'll get to ride the boat, you get to see the hippos. It's our final spot to where you kind of enjoy the essence of what Kenya is, right? And then once you leave Lake Navasha, then we're gonna ship you all the way back to Kenya on our bus. So it's a really good tour. I did it personally.
How do you see water tour in Kenya in the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, that's a great question, Lucy. So Lucy is our operations manager. So she's always picking my brain on where we're going in the future. So I love that about you. Where do we plan to go in the next 2 to 3 years? What we really want to do is open up in 2 to 3 years, probably 2 to 3 wineries. Actually going to Navasha that actually gives me ideas on where we can go next, right? I didn't realize that on the route to Navasha, that is the same road that goes to Uganda. I had no idea. So So here again, maybe have a winery along that road to where we can supply both Nairobi and Uganda for our wine. And then probably still more long term or whatnot, we want to expand this brand to outside of Kenya, right? So maybe talk about Water to Wine Africa, right? So, but Water to Wine Kenya will still be the staple, but we want to have other wineries within the African continent to where we're all thriving and not surviving.
All right, any last words that you would want to share as we wrap up this episode for today until we tune into the next one?
I appreciate y'all for watching. Stay tuned for more things on Water to Wine